is the root cause of domestic violence? The root cause of domestic violence is, Dr. Hammer calls it, it's a constellation. It's like multiple spots in the brain that's highlighted. And it stems from a territory anger conflict and an identity conflict. Did you get that? The reason that you're angry is because you have a territory anger conflict and an identity conflict. So what you need to do is first have awareness and recognize, oh, okay, I'm angry. And this is why I resort to violence, because I'm unaware that my territory anger conflict has been violated. Someone has violated my territory and I get angry. And then the person's going to get really, really out of control. They're going to get angry because their constellation is lit up. So they go into a manic. Okay? They go manic. They either talk a lot or they go into rage. This is me. Now I finally understood that when my body, when someone walks over my territory, I get territory anger conflict. Like if I can't do something, or if someone triggers me, I'm having a territory anger conflict. So I need to know. I have to track it. When did this happen to me? And I had to ask myself, when did this happen? Okay, so that makes me. So what got me angry is when people don't listen to me and they ignore me. So when was that happened to me? Okay, let me go back in time. I was a kid. I was 5, 6 years old, and I told my father, I said, "What did you do with my mother's money?" So I get talkative. I get talkative because I'm scared, and I feel like my territory is violated, and I talk a lot to make me calm down. So what's going on is that I said to my father, "What did you do with my mom's money?" And then you know what he did to me? He told me to shut up, and he ignored me, and he smacked me across the room. He said, "Shut up," and he ignored me. So that was my track. So what happened this time? That happened. That got triggered, and I went crazy, and I got angry, and it, because when somebody ignores me, or when somebody ignores you, you're stepping on a track. Because when you were a child, someone ignored you. So therefore, you you get that territorial anger, and then you have identity conflict. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you belong, and then you're like confused. So that is the root cause of domestic violence. Okay, and you know how ADHD children, they cope through jumping and stuff like that, but deep down inside they also have this aggressive constellation, territorial anger conflict. They have this. So instead of giving them Ritalin or Adderall to um to to like stop ADHD is stupid. You're just making the constellation worse. So that when taking the Adderall, your the territorial anger is gonna come harder, and then the identity conflict is gonna come harder because the medicine's not helping. It's like a poison. So what you need to do for children with this is you have to build them a stable home. They have to have a stable environment, and they have to have security. You have to tell them what you're doing, why you're doing it, because they need security. Because as a child, nobody gave it to them. So as a parent, you must give them a secure environment, and you must comfort them, and tell them everything's gonna be okay, and you're just gonna have to work through it. And that's the reason why you're angry, honey. You're angry because you have a territorial anger conflict and you stepped on a track. When did that happen to you? Go back in time, maybe when you were a kid. What happened to you that made you angry? Who did that to you? And then the reason why you resort to violence is because that's part of the territorial anger conflict. You will result to violence. You will result to like I'm gonna fight you to the end to prove myself that I'm right. So so it's like a horrible constellation, and you can't get out of it. That's why so many people go to jail, because they are unaware that they have a territorial anger conflict, and they step on a trap, and they have identity conflict. They don't know where the hell they belong when somebody triggers them. And then you have to help them. You have to say, yo, something's going on now. There's a reason why you're so angry. You have right to feel that way. Somebody stepped on your territory, and let's figure it out. Let's find a track and help them, calm them down. But just what would happen if two people are both experiencing the um the the territory, anger, conflict, and identity conflict? What if you have a partner that that has um anger, and then you have anger, and then when you both get triggered, you both are crazy. You're both crazy because you are experiencing the same thing. Both of you are getting territory and conflict and identity conflict. So it's like a loop, and you can't get out of the loop unless somebody points out to you, oh my God, guys, you both have anger conflict, both of you. And how are you going to solve this? Is by first recognizing you both have these conflicts, so you don't result in domestic violence. Domestic violence stems from somebody stepped on your trigger. You need to track it. The trigger is, when was the first time I felt my territory was violated? You understand? And then the identity conflict comes from you not knowing who you are, because you don't recognize the violent person. You don't recognize the violent person because it only comes out when your territory anger is being violated. So you're like, identity, you're like, oh my God, who am I? Am I a mean person? Am I a good person? But no, it's not. It's just you are being, somebody stepped on your trigger, and now you gotta track it in order to de-escalate it. So I hope this helps somebody out there, and I also hope that you can find comfort. And I'll say a prayer for you. This prayer will bring you back to alignment. This is a prayer that I love to say. O Lord, make me the instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is resentment, let me bring forgiveness. Where there is discord, let me bring unity. Where there is doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is error, let me bring truth. Where there is despair, let me bring happiness. Where there is sadness, let me bring joy. Where there is darkness, let me bring light. O Master, grant that I may desire to console rather than to be consoled, to understand rather than to be understood, because it's in giving that we receive, in forgiving that we receive forgiveness, and dying that we rise to eternal life. Ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono, ho'oponopono. This prayer was by Saint Francis, and the Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. I just added that. It's from another person, but I forgot the name. But anyways, that prayer will bring you back to alignment. So it's important for you to say that prayer when you're angry 3 times a day, whenever you can't, whenever you feel angry and out of control, and also tap, walk away, breathe. I know it's easy said than done, but now that you know the root cause of your outburst and anger to your domestic violence, you can actually have awareness in it, and they can stop. So it stems from territory, anger conflict, and identity conflict. Okay? Bless you always.